Hello and welcome to the pod, guys, girls. Just myself again, and I'm glad to say that my partner in crime, my wingman, who's always there to help me out, is Scotty. How you doing, mate?
Aye, not bad at all, Curry, not bad at all. Getting into festive spirit now.
Aye. Well, tonight's going to be a quite good one, actually, because it's going to be
Aye.
quite positive, which is really weird for myself, as you know. I'm shockingly, I'm shockingly bad, especially with criticism about our football club. So let's get right into it, mate. Uh,
Go for it.
Game's ready to kick off. I'm sitting there, and I've accepted that we're going to end up in the Conference League because I don't think with the personnel we had, I seen the starting 11, and then the way Betis have been playing at home, they were never beaten at home this season, so it was looking a bit ominous for us. So I'd accepted that we were going into the Conference League. What was your thoughts before the start of the game, before a ball was kicked?
Eh, Pretty much similar to yourself. I was pretty much, I would have been quite happy with either or, to be honest with you. Like we spoke about the other night, it was just all about, it's all about this cup final on Sunday for me. Obviously, a manager sees it differently. Um, he had them players fired right up for it. Everybody gave 110%. We'll obviously get into player performances later on. Thought the first half defensively we showed how shite we can be. Pretty much, like we made two big errors for a second goal with Cifuentes's bad pass and then Ben Davies. I don't even know what he was trying to do. But overall, I'm more than happy. But had we dropped into a conference, like we says before we come on, Curry, I wouldn't have been too disheartened about it because I'd have fancied us to go really far in that as well. But we got a best case scenario, so here we go.
Right. Right, start of the game. I thought we started all right-ish. I seen some frailties, especially down the left-hand side. We seen a bit of overload, uh, and I think Tav and wee Ross was having a bit of a torrid time down there. But they get a ball, they clear it. Tavernier in the midfield gives a wee nod into McCausland. McCausland drives towards the box, passes a nice wee ball into Dessers. Dessers manages to hold his man off. Now, whether it was deliberate or not, the ball finds its way to Sima, and Sima absolutely bullets it right into the back of the net. I'm sitting on the couch going absolutely mental. The dogs look at me as if to say, "What you doing, you maddie?" And I'm like, "Wow, we could
Aye.
actually do this." What was your thoughts, Nicole?
Eh, aye, again, thought it was quite good. The right hand side got absolutely roasted the first half, there's no doubt about it. Um, but at the same time, it was good play, good build up for a goal. McCausland doing what he's done for coming into the game. I fully expect that boy to start on Sunday. I know there's a couple of talking points about McCausland defensively last night, but he takes the ball and he just drives it. He goes into a space. He takes people on. Um, he makes things happen basically, and that's what made the goal for me. Dessers, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he meant it. I don't think he did. I genuinely think, knowing Cyril Dessers, the ball's bounced off his left foot, he's tried to take a touch and it's fell to Seema. It's fell to Seema, and Seema's done what he's done all season. He's absolutely buried it in the bottom corner. It's a good goal.
That's the second time Seamus stole the ball off of somebody in that exact same position. He's done the same with Todd Cantwell as well. So I
That's
don't
right,
know
aye.
where it is something that they're told to hold the ball, and they've just tell him as soon as you see that ball, if it's not their feet,
Just,
have a shot.
just hit it.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. So we get that. We're 1-0 up. Everything's positive. A few minutes later, I just said the overload in the right hand side. The the first time I watched it, rewatched the game. The first time I watched it, I was getting off my head at Tavernier, who I didn't think tracked his man or Timmy tried to stop the cross. When I watched it a second time, I seen how I'm not being negative here, and I'm not going to bash. I've seen this on Twitter. There was quite a few bashing McCausland on his performance last night. There's no way that I'm going to bash a 20-year-old boy playing against the top Spanish side. There's no way I'm going to do that. He's still learning his trade. There's still time for him to learn all this. My main criticism was that Tavernier and Goldson, senior players, should have been telling McCausland where to go in that situation. But it was a bad header out by Tavernier. It goes to one of their players. He slots the other boy in. I don't know the names, sorry. We Ross doesn't track him. And then he fires it in. What a ball. What a goal. It was a really good goal. One each. What do you think, mate?
Oh, right. So there's two ways you can look at Ross McCausland, right? My initial thought was, right, the boys had an absolute bomb scare. He's not followed his man. He left back and run around the box and he's leathered it. But has Ross McCausland possibly been told? You seen the way we set up last night, the way we played on the counter attack. Has Ross McCausland been told to stay high up the park because he's such a good ball carrier? So
That's
is that an instruction? Is that an instruction Clements gave him?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You don't know. You're never going to know. But on the other toss of the coin, regardless, he's going to learn for it, whether he should follow his man or not. Personally, I think he's been told to stay a wee bit higher up the park in case we get the break of the ball. But aye, it's a good goal by them, to be honest. I mean, they've got a guy that's won 5 Champions Leagues in this scoring their team. And the boy Miranda, see a left back, he's been linked to a good few Premier League clubs now. They're a good side, they're a good outfit. So to see them tearing us apart like that, which is what they've done, they tore us a new arse for a first goal. There's not really much you can say or do about it apart from learning to follow your man.
They definitely targeted that right hand side. I mean, see, this is the only time they've done it, and they've done it quite a few times. And I really thought that, I mean, Ross and Tavernier struggled quite a bit. But as I said, I'm not going to go into too negative after what eventually happened. Right. Just a wee shout out to everybody that's come in, by the way. Thank you so much. A lot of the usual names in. Special thanks to Aldo. Hope you're doing well, mate. I've not seen you on the socials very much lately. I hope you're doing well. And I've seen Cammy on as well. A wee shout out for his mum. I heard that his mum's in hospital. I hope everything's all right, mate. To my thoughts and prayers are with your mum and hope she's all right, mate. I've also seen a wee pop in by Owen, the Glasgow Nation. Hiya, mate. I'm glad. Nice to see you here. Thank you for coming to join us. So they get the second goal. I'm thinking, here we go. The game's a bit 100 miles an hour for each side. I thought there was quite a lot of, yet again, there was a lot of bad passing for us. But I think a lot of we're doing some decent tackling and breaking up with the ball as well. So our second goal is just something dreams are made of. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Ball comes in. I'm not too sure who put the ball into Cifuentes. No, sorry, to Dessers. But he heads the ball over to Cifuentes. He gets it, turns, and places a perfect pass into the path of Dessers.
Mm-hmm.
He starts running towards the penalty box, and I'm thinking, he's just going to run right through them and fall out. He puts the guy in his arse. He does an Archie Gemmell, goes by 2 of them, and slots it under the keeper. That's me. I'm gone by this time. I'm gone mental. Can't believe what I'm watching. I'm so happy for the guy because I've never ever down tools on him yet. I've always said there's something there. Is this the new rising of Dessers?
I'm not getting carried away. I'm just not going to. Wait, it was his best performance in the Rangers jersey last night. But see what he done for I think it was Burnley to throw in into him when they won a header. That's what he should be doing. That's the bare minimum expectations of a Rangers striker. That's what a guy that size and of that stature should be doing. He should be bullying defenders. He should be winning knock-ons. And he's won it. Cifuentes, by the way, needs a bit of credit for that pass he's played through. Cifuentes did a good bit. He's had a good few pelters off the public in general recently as well, because he's not really fitting in and whatever else. But I thought his pass to Dessers made a goal. Dessers takes the ball on, sits a defender down, pegs the keeper. Never thought. I was actually turning around to the boys in the club. Like, what just happened? I can't believe my eyes. I didn't know that guy had that in him. Seen highlights of the class in his YouTube videos, but not seen it for us. Hadn't seen him win a knock-on or anything for us, really. It was so bad at the beginning of the season. I'd totally written the guy off. Like I say, I'm not going to get carried away. He needs to do it for a prolonged period of time.
Was it Ronald de Boer that spoke about him? He's either really, really good or really, really shit. He's one or both.
Right.
Is this him coming into the period where he's playing really, really good now? And what's our hopes for sustaining it? I'm hoping so. I mean, see, that's him scored 2 important goals for us the last couple of games.
Here's a question for you, Corey. See, in January, right? Somebody comes in and gives you your money back for him because he's kicking the ball now. Do you take it?
Aye. Aye. I think that says everything.
And that's taking the pod in a completely different route. I'm probably going to get pelters in the comments for it. But see, while the going's good, take whatever fucking money we can get from.
Do you know, son, I'm going to pass that one to the chat. What do you guys think? Do you think if somebody came in with, say, we could get our money back for him, is it worth taking? Would you jump at the chance? Because what you were saying, we were talking about last week, if we take that money, what was it, 3.5 million for him? That 3.5 million would, I know Hearts are asking, they're asking for stupid money, but they won't get to me the max they'll get for 3.5. Would you get McQuislan for that 3.5 million?
I'd sell him.
Aye.
I think it's something that's got to be done. You can't have 2 good games for Rangers and think that's your career mate.
I think JD's got a good point as well, mate. I don't think we've got the numbers to punch strikers at the moment. We don't.
Aye.
We've got him and we've got Roof. Well, obviously we're going to come to him later. But we don't. Danilo, we don't know how it's going to be. At least it could be well beyond January. So I don't know. So
I just think I think we need 2 strikers in, right? See us chat about Morelos, right? In these
don't fuck right? Me. No. Right. That's been great. I've been seeing it. Drive me nuts.
Can't happen, right? Morelos is done. His days of wearing the Rangers jersey are well and truly finished. Like, I've seen guys with big followings on Twitter saying that bringing him in for 6 months will give more than what Morelos went there done what Dessers done last night. But without going too far into it, if it was Clement's striker he was bringing in, and say Shankland, if Clement got a striker that he wanted to bring in and develop,
I'm just thinking
you're not going to get. You were talking about.
Sorry for interrupting you there. Do you think there's Will S saying the manager will definitely decide in Dessers? Now, see if Big Phil turn around and say to you, or he obviously would never ever say anything to anybody, but if he turn around and say to you, no, we're keeping him, we need him, would you trust him? Would you then say, well, aye, we don't want him, even if somebody comes in with an offer, say somebody comes in, I think, I can't find it now, I think RFC 56 said,
see ultimately, but Curry, see what it comes down to for me. See the fact he's playing now. It can't so it goes away. Season ends with a good season. He's had a successful season, scores 20 plus goals, right? Saying Dreamland, that's what happens. And so do we need to wait to fucking December again before he gets up and running after he's had a full pre-season and all this jargon? Because if that's the type of player he is, he's no Rangers quality. needs to be performing week in, week out. And that's just doing the basics. That's running the lines, that's moving defenders, it's winning knock-ons, it's bullying folk. He wasn't doing any of it until the last couple of matches. Do you know what I mean? So if this is him fully up and running, and if what De Boer says is right, then fine. I don't think he's Rangers quality, to be brutally honest. And it could turn into R9 for now at the end of the season. See if he shows up to begin the next season and he's the same Dessers it was when he first signed. I don't want him at my club. Do you know what I mean?
Right, so we'll get on to their second goal. Just carbon copy. Wee Ross and Tavernier caught out of position. I think it started off with Davies, who I thought had a pretty decent game. Chips the ball right into the path of one of their players. They pass it through the middle, put it to the side, ball in, 2 each. And I'm just, my swear jar just gets filled within minutes because I'm screaming at Tavernier. Why is he hanging out? Why is he Sonara? I just thought he could have either get in the way because there was 2 defenders. There was Goldson and I think Balogun were there covering the boy. He had nowhere to go. He couldn't really shoot. The only other ball out was to the winger, and Tavernier never covered it. And I just went absolutely mental. Obviously, I watched it again, and it is pretty much Tavernier's fault, but McCausland's too slow getting there. But as you said, has he been dealt to stay further up the park?
Yeah.
And we hadn't settled that part where we were getting overloaded. I was actually surprised that Clement never changed it quicker when we did change it. But we went it 2 each. What are you thinking?
It's Davis's fault to me. It's sloppy possession of a ball. I mean, he chists it down and loses it. And then you see him trying to run to recover it, and their big striker, is it Glaze or something? He blocks Davis's run to try and recover the ball. For me, you can't blame Cifuentes for that either, because the pass that's given to Cifuentes for Seamer's an absolute carry on. It's not worth chatting about. It's a new one if he swipes at it and the ball ends up in the air like that. Davis needs to just head out of the park. If Davis heads out of the park, then the players get a regroup and none of this ever happens. So see if you look at when Cifuentes kicks that ball, Tav's higher up the park on the right hand side because we're in possession of the ball. So he's obviously doing as he's told. He's looking to build an attack, and then Davis takes that touch and it just offloads to bits. But it's one of them ones. It's a learning curve. Davis hasn't been getting game time, so he's not much sharp. Same with Suter. We've seen it with Suter when he played.
Aye. So how you feel?
So
how are you feeling at half time, mate? Are you happy, optimistic, neither up or down?
Pretty settled, to be honest with you. I wasn't up nor doing it full time either, if I'm being brutally honest with you, Curry. As we said before we come on the pod.
That's my years and staunch points are lost there, mate, right away.
Aye, I know.
That's a shocking statement. I'm not happy with that. Who are you? Why have you changed so much? There's something wrong. No.
Sunday and that trophy's my target. Whatever happened last night with European football after Christmas. So last night was just a free hit at me. But come on, the manager didn't see that way. And come on, corrected me by seeing the application and the effort of the players because the players have been out and played an absolute blinder last night. And we've won, we're top of the group, we're into the last 16. Brilliant, fair enough. But it's all about the cup final on Sunday for me. It's all about the cup final. So whatever happened last night, I wasn't bothered as long as we win on Sunday.
Well, my thoughts were when it went to 2 each, the half time in that, I went on to Twitter and I was giving Tavernier absolute fucking pelters. Because obviously, I know, there's a surprise. Eh? Imagine me giving Tavernier. I thought it was really, really, really poor. But as I said, I watched it again and it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was.
But
there was concerns though.
He'd a guy that's won 5 Champions Leagues. Completely ripped as a new one in the first half.
That's fair enough, mate. That's a fair enough comment.
I know we're going to get into. We're going to speak about the second half in a minute, right? But see when Dujon Sterling comes in, first thing I was sitting with Alec Rowe last night, and the first thing I says to him was, "Watch him on Isco." And the first thing he done was go for Isco as soon as he got on the ball. As soon as he got on the ball, he was on him like, I don't know. I can't think I say enough off the top of my head, but it was all over him. It was hanging off his back, and that nullified the threat after Betis in the second half.
Right, I'm not too sure about you, mate, but I'm hoping that little comment there's not directed at me, because I think that's shocking. That is just not me at all. Maybe 20 years ago, but no. Take me about 20 minutes. Oh dear. Hey GD, I'm going to have words with you, my man. That's a shocking statement. But I thought, right, I goes right. Well, we're winning the Conference League because I'd seen so much for them and the way they were tearing us apart that then the right hand side, I thought that they're going to get this. We're going to lose a couple of goals more at least. So, side comes out the second half, and there's been a change. Cifuentes has been taken off, and Sterling comes on. But before the ball was kicked again, what was your thoughts then? Did you say, "Oh well, it's just a tactical," or was it, "Oh, is there an injury," or did you see, was there somewhere that you thought that Sterling maybe fit in? That Sifu, who I agree with you, I thought had a really good game. He wasn't tremendous, but I thought he was decent. What did you think about that? Was there any thought process at all that you went through, or did you say, "Oh, he just make a wee change because he's no fit," or what?
Personally, I think Clement's put him in the second half because he's going to be starting on Sunday. Right, me and you both agreed on it last week on our last pod. But I also think that Clements gave him some specific instructions because there's a few times in the first half Cifuentes wasn't tracking back as well. You can see when he loses the ball in the middle of the park, he's not running back for it. Whereas Sterling's an athlete. Sterling, this is probably a bit of a pish comparison, right? But see if you think of Morris Edu when he played, right? He's not the same physique as what Sterling's got, right? But he was athletic. I used to say Morris Edu was a basketball player in the Rangers top, right? Because he was just a box-to-box midfielder. Didn't really offer anything else. He's the only guy in history I've known to score twice in the Champions League and wins. Scores fair corner for Rangers and then scores an OG for a corner in the second half. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't a big Morris Edu fan, but that's who Sterling reminds me of in terms of that he can be box-to-box. He can... I mean, our gallant Pioneers just pretty much smashed it. Big Dujon Bassi. Right, that's
big Shirley. Aye. He's a big unity of boy, and he can shift, and I think he's got a bit of skill as well, and he can certainly take a shot. When he came on in that, I was actually happy because no right at the time, but I seen what had happened after maybe 10-15 minutes. He was helping that right hand side, and he was stopping the overflow of their players.
Right.
And I thought Tavernier played a lot better because he's only one guy to play against now. And I thought he did a lot better in the second half. He made some vital tackles. So we'll skip by near enough by the rest of the first half until the important bit, because I think it was either or. There was time. I think there was about a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute spell where they absolutely battered us, and I thought they're going to score. They're going to score. We got a corner. Ball comes in, bypasses everybody, gets to Goldson. Goldson, who I thought would have just battered the ball and tried a shot, he doesn't. He actually passes it straight into Matondo. Matondo squiffs it. I can't believe he's going to actually get a fucking assist for this. And there's your man, Mr. Chocolate himself, Mr. Ferrero Rocher of chocolates, to poach the ball in the back of the net. We're 3-2. We're into the last 16 of the Europa. 3.3 million made on that one goal. He's paid his wages for the last probably 2 seasons that he's been in A&E, which is absolutely tremendous. I'm going mental. Doug's barking. Neighbours are probably screaming at me. I'm actually thinking we could hold on because I thought we'd done well enough in the second half to do it because I've seen a lot of improvement, especially in the defensive side. I thought we chanced our luck a few times. They had a goal chopped off with handball. But overall, I thought the team did brilliant. I can't slag any play. Well, I can. I've seen a few comments, and I've not said this yet because I want to save it. So I'll make sure all the people that have mentioned it, I'll make sure I do. But all but one player, I can't give a non-pass mark to. I thought Lundstrom was outstanding. He had a few stray passes, but I thought he was absolutely fucking outstanding in that second half. His ball retention, the way he passed the ball in the second half, the way he gets stuck in, he was always there to cover for everybody. He was up and down the park. I thought Seema was he put in a shift and a half. You could tell by the end. I was raging right enough when I think you agree with me. When him and Matondo had the ball, and Matondo shoots, I just went, "What the fuck are you doing, pal? What are you doing?" Like, no, don't keep the ball. Then Seema did the same. I'm going in the corner, go in the corner, big man, get in the corner. I'm like, oh god, it's got to be one of the nights. And then obviously, eventually the whistle goes, the sweat's stopping. I've managed to keep some hair on, and we're through. But the full team, I thought, did amazing, and the two people kept us in. I think was Riff's goal and Jack Butland, who made an absolutely outstanding world class save right at the end. It was a deflection, but that was getting in the back of the net, and that was us. We were into the Conference League. So overall, I thought it was brilliant. So let's go to the person that all the people have been talking about. Now, when I watched through the game, I thought this guy was absolutely shocking. He was a waste of a jersey. I watched it again, as I said. I keep on saying, I sound like a fucking broken record. I watched it again, and I thought there was certain points he broke up the game well. I thought he did all right, but it's just no good enough. Doing it maybe 3 or 4 times during the full course of a match, I think he's lazy. I don't think he shows enough effort. I think his passing is horrendous, and I don't even think he wants to be here, to be perfectly honest, because I just don't see it, and that's Lammers. Am I wrong here, mate? Or is am I wrong, or is the people? I don't think I've seen one positive thing about Lammers in the chat yet.
If I'm being, how do I put it about fucking Sam Lammers? If I'm being, like, I thought in a positional sense he was good last night, but see when he gets the ball and he looks up, he's not got a clue what to do with it. He's an empty jersey, right? Wholly, he's just an empty jersey. McCausland done more for the right, driving, cutting inside, driving with the ball than what Lammers done last night. There's clearly something there, right? We've said it with Dessers. I actually found a way to fit Lammers in a team a few weeks back after he scored that magic goal at Dundee. And I'd written Dessers off and knew that the pendulum swung, if you want to say that. He is, but he's an empty jersey. He's no. There's different moments in the season that you can maybe say, right, there is something there. See when he skins Joe Hart and hits the side netting. Now see if he puts his laces through that and scores when we're playing that mob at Ibrox, right? That's a crucial goal. It's a crucial point. See the free header he had at Aberdeen. He could have won us that game in the last minute. They won it 2-1. That's the kind of things that are going to make or break your Rangers career. And he's not doing it so far. He's not doing it in the big moments. Dessers produced last night, and he produced last Saturday as well. So you're beginning to see it with him. But with Lammers, unfortunately, he's not really got it, to be brutally honest.
Bluebells just hit it in the head for me, and I think he was like this. It wasn't even just the injury time, mate. I think it was throughout the whole match. He basically jogs about the park.
Yeah.
He doesn't take up positions where he's breaking down play or tackling. He's just jogging for run about the midfield and no. He only does anything with the ball or tries to do something with the ball if the ball comes to him. He never runs towards the ball. I thought he was one of the weakest players, but overall we managed to get through. Now that was something that I didn't know, that it was to be family issues for Cantwell, and apparently Bells is saying that his missus is having a baby. So I'm just wondering. Obviously, he's not at the fitness, so he'll be watching us, of course. So I'm just wondering if he will it be named after Curry? Will it be Scotty? Need some suggestions in the chat about the baby's name. Maybe Billy. That would be a good name for the vein. And then it doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a lassie. Billy is fine. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so come on, comes out. He tells everybody he's proud of the players and that, and he definitely said one thing that I think stuck. I think everybody will agree with. I hope they do. That the players showed a bit of balls, and I think that's one of the things that I'm more proud of last night, is that I seen players get in there and trying, and that's all I've ever asked for any Rangers player. The same with Dessers, I don't think he's quite there yet, but he really tried, and that's all I want. I want him to try, and I've seen effort for him. I thought maybe later on, I thought he was slowing down a wee bit, but I don't know why, but I still think he's still not fully fit, which is quite shocking considering how far we're in. But then again, we need to remember Danilo was getting used, so he wasn't getting that match fitness again. But that's been a couple of consecutive games. He has come in. Let's fingers crossed that he actually does it. I certainly hope so. What's the future for the team, mate? I'll talk about the cup game in a couple of minutes, because I don't want to be on long, because I know you're busy tonight, mate. So what's the future right now with the team coming into the winter break?
Well,
Do we still need one or two strikers and a centre back?
See, one last thing on the game.
Uh-huh.
The game management needs improved.
Oh,
needs improved.
See, on that, mate.
Bondo hits a shot, Seema hits a shot. Take the ball into the corner, boys, and just fucking protect it. Send Lammers into the corner and punt the ball up him, because he can't do nothing else.
Aye, that's true. Total brain farts. That's one of the things we actually forgot. The one thing I've always criticised Rangers for right through the season, in fact, it's been a problem for the last 3 or 4 seasons, is throw-ins. Now, a guy I slag off quite a lot is Borna Barisic. I thought Borna Barisic, he never did a brilliant first half, but I thought he did really well in the second half. But one thing I did see was a big improvement in our throw-ins. It wasn't just a wee stupid tap there, then tap back, then lose the ball. It looked as though he was looking for a man. He was actually, a couple of times he actually threw the ball into his space. That's something that it's definitely been worked on. But the game management has to be better. I thought that these 2 shots, as I said, I was going off my head. My swear jar just get filled up. There were no ends. Right. Cup game Sunday, mate. Right. We know that lot turn up against Rangers. I don't care what anybody says. But the way I see it, if we turn up and the players give the same effort as they did last night, we should be picking up our first trophy. And Big Phil should be getting his first trophies. What we hope is at least 2 or 3.
Aye, definitely. In terms of January, what you just asked me about before we come on to the game was, need a striker, we need another centre back. A manager to me doesn't really like Suter Davies. I don't think he can trust any pair of them. If he could trust him, he wouldn't be playing a 35-year-old centre back called Leon Balogun, would he? Balogun's been outstanding. I gave him another year at the end of the season, by the way, because the role he was supposed to play when he came in this season and the pace he's got, I still think it could be an asset next year. I would personally be looking to move on your likes of Davies. Suter's never going to be fit. I'm going to be ruthless here. I'd be moving on Dessers, Lammers. There's hunters and hunters beyond. Jack wouldn't be getting another contract half me. Connor Barron would be coming in to replace him for Aberdeen. Maybe ruthless, and that doesn't mean to happen in January. I'm talking there at the end of the season, but I think if a bid comes in for one of the centre halves, sell them and get somebody in that you are going to, that's going to play, and going to get used. Because I don't know if Barron's got 60 games a season in him anymore. To be brutally honest, eventually when he's getting tired, he's not going to have that yard of pace he's got now.
I agree with Balogun. I think Balogun's done an absolutely. He's done a tremendous job, mate. But I don't think he maybe have another year in him, which is a pity because I love Big Leon. I've said a couple of times I don't think he should ever have left.
As long as he's going to be used a bit part player, you can give him another year. But right now he's a starting centre half domestically. And then do you look at a left back? I mean, we're saying Bonner had a good game last night, but it only takes when he thinks when he's playing a match and thinks, this isn't really going nowhere. I'm playing Pish night, and he'll feign an injury and he'll get off. That's a bit of a wild accusation to put out there. But
it's happened more than once though, mate, and that's why
I want the Borna Barisic. I want the Borna Barisic that's going over to away fans at Ibrox and offering them a square goal and giving them verbals, and I want that Borna with bottle. Borna with bottle, no somebody that's feigning a muscle terror and then getting off an international duty and all this crap. I'm not wanting somebody that's half-assed. I want players that are all in. And the mentality last night showed that that's improved because we won the match.
Right.
I mean, ultimately...
Just a wee shout out to Aldo. Aldo, I want to thank you for coming in the night, mate. And as I said, I've not seen you for a wee while, and I know that you're not keeping 100% now, mate. I hope you feel better soon, mate. And hopefully, we're supposed to be having a night out soon. That's been cancelled because certain other factors. So hopefully, we'll get this time we meeting up again, and we can go all together and get a wee swally and have a good laugh and talk about our favourite subject, which is Rangers, of course, before anybody gets any ideas. So, score, mate, against that mob. What do you think?
Right, Aberdeen.
Aye.
It's going to be a close match. I hate to say it, it's not going to be convincing at all because we all know what Aberdeen are like. Also, Aldo, I hope you're keeping all right, mate. We know what Aberdeen are like. Aberdeen they've turned into a bit of a bogey team for us this season, whether we quite like to say it or not. Kind of similar to what Kelly have been to Celtic. I think it's going to be a close game. The mind games have already started because last night in his presser, Clement said he got asked about half-time substitute, and he says, Cifuentes was injured. And the reporter says to him, is Cifuentes really injured? And he went, well, that's what I want to say. And he just kind of laughed after it. In the day, Barry Robson's done his presser, and he's apparently Majowski's got a hamstring injury. He's saying whether we all know Majowski's going to play, right?
God, aye. He's their best player by far.
Aye. But still, if he's not fit, he's not fit. He's got hamstrings too. That's a load of shite. I think he will play. I think it's going to be as Will's just said, I think it's going to be a nervy game for us. My expectations though are obvious to win, and I hope we've now learned how to play against Aberdeen because they've done us at Pittodrie. We weren't really in a game at Pittodrie. That was probably our worst performance under Clement domestically, and I hope that we've learned and we go and we stick a few goals by him because it needs to happen. Aberdeen are going to set up the way we did against Betis last night. So defensively, there's potential for them to cut us open just because of the players they've got going forward. So it's all up there for me. It's interesting, but I'm obviously going to go for a Rangers win, 100%. Right. We're going to win, but it's going to be a nervy win.
You've stop trying to get out of this, mate. You never gave a score. What's the score going to be? Might help.
2-1.
2-1. Do you want to give a goal scorer?
Do I have to?
You don't have to, but it'd be nice for content.
No, but just in case there's any sheep watching, 2-1 Rangers, Tavernier double, 2 penalties.
Oh! Oh, I'd like to see that.
2 penalties that aren't really penalties, by the way.
Aye, even better. Aye, mate. It's weird because, well, it's not weird really, because it's predictable. The comments I've seen on Twitter about Rangers and getting through to the next round for mostly that mob and for Aberdeen are just absolutely mental. It's just the amount of praise that they got for winning games that were dead rubbers. It meant nothing. Yet we win in the last 16. If they're one of, I would say arguably one of the top performances a Rangers side, considering the circumstances and the players we had out and the picks that Bill had put through for that is, I think that's outstanding on itself. Well, I'm going to go for a. Whoa, I think I'm going to go for a dubious 4-0. I think we'll absolutely fucking batter them, mate.
Here's a lineup. Who's playing?
Oh, God. Who's available? I don't even know who's available in the new, mate. Honestly, I couldn't turn around and say to you, oh, he'll play, because we've got that many injuries. We don't know who's going to be in. The one's definite, Butland. It'll be Tavernier and Bonabarisic. Goldson, obviously. Big Leon, if he's fit. I don't know what's happening there. At midfield, it needs to be Lunny. Lunny's a starter now. I thought he'd been playing absolutely amazing. Lunny and probably.
Oh, he was outstanding.
But did we put Sterling in that position? Because we don't know what's happening. What's happening with Cantwell as well. Sifo's out. Jack's probably still out. As I said to you, I wouldn't give Jack unless Jack could turn around and say, I'll never play for Scotland again. He would certainly, even at that, I still don't think I would give him a contract, because I think this season should have been the time that he gave up international football. Up front, Seema is a definite. Desser's right at the number 9, and in the right, Cantwell, if he's I don't know. Is it going to be McCausland again? Because if we do that, I think that Aberdeen will do the exact same thing as the Real Betis did, and try and target our right wing and try and overload. So I don't know. I honestly couldn't pick a starting 11. I am going to go for 4-0. I think we're going to back them. RFC thinks 3-1. Thinks Dessers will score again. I'm going to go with him. I think Dessers will score again as well.
Okay.
Bluebells is saying Cantwell's to me, hopefully back. As I said, if it's, but people are saying, as I said, I had absolutely no clue. I was going to say, before we go, Will, you said about the passing percentage. I think you said it was something like 56 passing. Was that Desser's passing, or was that the whole team?
Lammers.
Is that Lammers? Sorry, was that just Lammers passing accuracy, or was that the full teams?
No, it was Lammers.
I was going to say
Lammers at the time, I think.
Aye, right. I just wanted to know.
Right, I'm going to go for.
Right, I was just going to say that's 20 quarter to. I'll let you away, my man.
No. I'm not saying I'm going. I'm going to give you my lineup first.
Oh, right. I thought you said you were buggering off.
Right, fucking listen to this. So,
right.
Butland, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Ridvan, Ryan, Jack, Lunny, McCausland, Cantwell, Seema, Dessers. That's who I'm going for. And I think Sterling will come on. Maybe about 60-minute mark. If Jack's fit enough to play. If not, Sterling goes into that role.
Right. No bother. Right.
But I think Ridvan going forward, I think that's what we need.
I think my Bluebells is saying Jack's still a major doubt. Aye, well.
Aye, but he nearly made the squad for Thursday night.
That's true. Right. So, everybody, thank you so much for turning up tonight. It's been amazing. I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel. I've had only 2 wee videos really, proper ones, and I've got 83 subscribers, which I think is mental. A huge thanks to Scotty, because without him, I would be basically up shit creek. Because unlike our Rangers players, I've not got the balls to come and do this solo. So Scotty's been tremendous help for me in getting this up and
Anytime, mate.
started. So
No problem.
everybody that's subscribed, thank you. Everybody that's liked it, thank you. I hope you do consider the people that haven't subscribed yet. I hope you do consider it, just to hear it talk about our favourite team, and hopefully everything was all right. I'm hoping to get 100 by the cup game, and if we get 100, obviously we'll be doing. I don't know if Scott will be available, but I'll be doing an after game reaction, and hopefully we'll be picking up our first trophy. Thank you again to Aldo and to Cami for doing a brilliant job at Timmy moderating the chat. I'm actually quite lucky because the people that all came in are all people that I've known for a while that have go to other chats and that. So thank you for coming here to check this wee channel out. We're by no means the biggest, and it was quite. I didn't want to do it this time, but because I know it clashes with other the bigger pods and that I've got a lot more followers and a lot more. They've been doing this for years, so I would expect them. So having wee me coming in and saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to be cutting into your time," they'll be like, "Aye, you wish, wee man."
Look
But
at Jim Mackay's comment. Shave your
uh,
balls if you get to 100.
What? Right, wait a minute. Right, what is this? Where people want me to shave my balls? That's the second time. I had the other week there. I tell you, if I get to the point where I can get monetized, right, I'm going to do a charity stream, and as I said, I'm going to do it for a children's charities or Help for Heroes or somebody that the chat can think of a charities of some sort. The one thing that I will stipulate will be a local charity and something that's related with Rangers, obviously as well. I'm going to be shaving my head up here.
I've
But
already done it. Correct.
yeah, but natural doesn't count, mate. Natural doesn't count. Right.
Natural.
Aye. Right. I'll tell you what. Right. I'll shave my head. Will you shave your chest?
My chest. What do I shave my chest for?
If you don't got a hairy chest, no.
No, no,
No.
no.
You buy these just baldy. In fact, no, we're not going there. We're not going there. Enough, right? Right after out the window there, mate. Right. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming. You have a wonderful time. Enjoy Sunday. I'll talk to you then. Until then, we are the people. Good night.